Hey, what's going on, Deadgrinners? This is Deadgrin, and welcome to Deadgrin's Customs. Now, I know I haven't made a video in a while. It's just I ended up going to Texas for a funeral. So I ended up staying there for a week, and then I came back and had some problems with my car, and life gets in the way, guys. But I'm starting back in my customs again. Don't worry for everybody, asking about Tapion and Janemba. They're the next ones that I'm going to do. I just needed something to, get me back into wanting to do this again because, that I have been kind of like emotionally exhausted as of late. But, looking at one of my friends' customs, his name is Herman. He made this badass Dragon Stars Vegito from the first wave of Goku and Vegeta that we got before Dragon Stars made its own Vegito. And it always impressed me because it looked legit, like the way he did everything. I hope he posts it on his Instagram. Yeah, like I saw his version and I was like, damn, man, that's such a cool thing. And he did it before Dragon Stars made their own, and his honestly looks a lot better than the real one we ended up getting. So what I did is that I took some of the parts that I had lying around and started putting them all together, and I used some milliput putty. So the torso for my Gogeta, I ended up making a Gogeta only because Vegito's been done, and I want to make a Gogeta before Dragon Stars makes its own version. So, like I said, the torso is from the first wave Goku, the base form, I believe. And then these arms are from the Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the later series. And then the legs and the belt are from the Vegito, and so is his head. What I ended up doing is I cut his bang, because he has two bangs, and then I sculpted the widow's peak and I kind of blended in his hair. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then what I ended up doing with the torso itself is I ended up shaving this down with my Dremel. I sanded the chest, and I sanded some of the sides, and I sanded off the shoulders. And I used milliput putty to sculpt. I first sculpted the chest and then the abs. If you guys want to know how to sculpt specifically like muscles and stuff, I would suggest you guys go to Kennyboy Toys. He has this awesome tutorial on when he did his Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku and Evolution Vegeta. He ended up doing a lot of muscle sculpting, and I think I followed his to be able to do the chest and basically the abs. Maybe mine didn't come out as good as his, but that's where I got the sculpting for this. And then I ended up putting, after I let that dry, I ended up sculpting the vest part that comes down. It actually mixes with his original shirt, and that's how I ended up making that one. And then using more milliput, I'm continuing the vest on the sides all the way around. I even made sure to very distinct, to make the vest very distinct. And then the accents that the fusion dance characters usually have is pretty simple stuff. I just rolled up some some milliput and made it just like a little long strips, and made one for his collar and then two for this. Now I'll be honest, letting all this dry was I don't want to let it dry. I ended up using a little tip I got from Craig Warwick, one of my favorite customizers. If you heat up Milliput with not boiling water, but really hot water, leave it in there for 10 minutes, and then let it dry for 15 minutes. You cut down their curing time from 24 hours to only about 30 minutes, which is what I ended up doing to be able to get this far tonight. And but yeah, like when I put it to dry, these parts actually came off because it's such a thin layer of Sculpt that's actually, you know, mixing. So I ended up using some super glue, like, to pin them down after they got a little bit harder. But yeah, man, I mean, it's going along pretty fast. Like, this isn't taking as long as I thought it would. I'm gonna sculpt his shoulders, and I'm gonna finish his belt, you know, because he has a really long, like, kind of like loop thing coming up. Then I'm gonna finish off his boots, and then I'm gonna paint the whole figure. Now, one of my fellow customizers keeps reminding me to finish my customs before I move on. So, you know, I have so many work in progress, and sometimes it's cool, you know, to start all these figures, but it's a lot cooler to finish them off, you know, just the way I did the cooler, just the way I did the Dabura. And one of my next videos is actually gonna be with my great Saiyaman. Finally got his bandana head, and I'm finishing off the paint, so look out for that video, guys. And I have Janemba in the background. Now the thing is, I was watching, I have this, like, pictures of Janemba scaled out with Goku, and realistically he should be like about that tall next to Gogeta, but since I'm using the Dragon Stars Frieza for the base, Gogeta ends up being taller. Well, at least my Gogeta ends up being taller than my Janemba, which I don't really mind, you know. And once I'm done with Janemba, if anybody actually wants to buy him, you know, we can discuss that after the fact. But for now, I'm not actually planning on selling these. Like, I'm just doing them just because, you know, I'm inspired, you know, and I love Dragon Ball, and I love doing these customs, and you know, making figures that haven't been made by the respective companies makes this even better, you know. And then you guys' feedback also helps me out, you know, gets me inspired, gets me motivated. So yeah, you know, sorry if you guys wanted another Tapion or another Janemba video. They're coming up, don't worry. I'm just, like I said, I used this Gogeta custom to get myself back into it, because I also have a bunch of little mini projects that I started and I haven't finished, like Videl. Now that I'm finishing Great Saiyaman, I really need to finish Videl. So, but yeah, tell me what you guys think about my Gogeta, my Dragon Stars Gogeta. Is it cool? Does it suck? Yeah, like, you know, like, do you guys mind the fact that the Janemba and the Gogeta don't really scale together? Is that a problem to you, or it doesn't matter as long as they end up looking cool, you know? So leave all the comments, you know, like, tell me, give me some feedback, guys. But yeah, you know, like, if you guys like these kinds of videos and the kinds of works that I'm putting out, please, you know, subscribe, hit the like button, share this video. You know, like I said, leave comments, tell me what you guys think, and if you do subscribe, you know, make sure you hit the notification bell. For everyone watching this in the morning, good morning, and for everybody else, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.